So if you haven't heard about it yet, there is a brand new way to make a lot of money in crypto gaming this season. In fact, this new strategy has already proven really profitable for the big brains who are ahead of the curve. Let me explain. You see, last bull market, what games would do is they would announce that they're going to have a token, and then they'd privately raise funds for that token and then publicly sell it as an IGO, ICO, IDO, IPO. There's all these different acronyms, but it's basically just like public launch of their token. And in the bull market, the token would skyrocket, the private investor would make insane amounts of money, and the early public ones would make really good amounts of money. But this time round, games are doing something very different. First, the game will publish a set of NFTs, either as a free mint or a really low price to buy. And they make them available only for people who have been active early in their communities. And then what they do is they say that if you own one of these NFTs, you get whitelisted for an airdrop of their token for their game once it's ready. Which, listen up, because this is very interesting, leads to some pretty crazy effects. I'm sort of drawing the analogy, instead of a single-legged Ponzi scheme, now we have a double-legged Ponzi scheme, which is leading to some pretty crazy opportunities both in the NFT sales and in the token. Because normally these in-game currencies are basically a one-legged Ponzi. And if people don't buy the token from one another, or there's not a new update for the game, the token's gonna absolutely crash. But this time, there are two legs on the Ponzi, which means for us, twice as many opportunities to make money. Because let's just say you go out there and you launch a set of NFTs with a promise to airdrop a currency to any of those holders of those NFTs. Naturally, those NFTs now have value because in the future, you're going to get those tokens. And the market is sort of matching where they'd expect the market cap of those tokens to be, divided by the number of NFTs that are in this set. So in this example, say the price of your NFT collections become $2,000 per NFT. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to get airdropped this token once it's ready, and guess what happens to the value of the token? It's pretty crazy. Because the token of the NFT is valued at $2,000, the tokens that you get airdropped are automatically valued at more than that. Because why else would people buy these NFTs for $2,000 to get less tokens airdropped? So it's propping up the price of the coin, and at the same time, the coin is propping up the price of the NFT. So in today's video, we're gonna go through 4 recent gaming projects who've used this tokenomic system. I wanna show you exactly how they did it, how much profit was being made, and how to identify upcoming opportunities, because I bet you almost every single new game coming out is gonna use a strategy similar to this. So if you appreciate that, hit that like button down below for me, put on your two-legged Ponzi hat, and let's jump in. So you may have heard of Overworld. It's a really hyped up free-to-play cross-platform RPG game that's making waves in the GameFi sector. You can think of it as a sandbox RPG set in this stunning fantasy universe. The project has a very stacked team, and their game is designed with anime-inspired graphics and offers both player versus environment and player versus player battles. Now, Overworld have launched 2 types of NFTs, the Genesis Incarna PFPs and the supporter keys. And they say that each of these NFTs are gonna have unique benefits inside of the game. Now, get this. These NFTs were initially available for a free mint. You could get these NFTs completely free if you're an early member in their community. But now, they've found a solid floor price of 2 ETH after peaking at 2.7 ETH per NFT, which is almost $6,000 each. Why? Well, you could probably guess. Because these Incarna NFTs have 2 things promised to them. The first is granting access to the pre-sale of their token raise, and the second is they have promised an airdrop for all NFT holders at the token generation event. An insanely lucrative NFT from a free mint, and people thought NFTs were dead. The second token, which in my personal opinion could be a top 10 gaming token. It's called Army of Fortune, and we've mentioned it a few times on the channel here, so I won't explain it for the 12th time. But they're basically one of the most anticipated blockchain games, and they're developed by Supercell veterans, which are the makers of Clash of Clans, one of the best-selling games in history. Now, they're also following this NFT infrastructure strategy, and they have their own NFT project called Fortune Founders Key, which is also available at a free mint to its earliest supporters. Holders of the Fortune Founders Key gain access to exclusive secrets and privileges within Army of Fortune verse, which is Army of Fortune's metaverse. And this includes access to their highly anticipated governance token, AFG. It also includes the potential for future NFT airdrops, which a lot of these projects are also doing. Hold this NFT to be eligible for the next NFT, which I know once again sounds crazy, but in a bull market, it's still crazy, but very profitable if you're smart. Now, upon launch, these NFTs were trading on the secondary market for about 0.8 ETH or $1,700. And post art reveal, the floor dropped down to about 0.4 ETH or $850. Now, if you didn't know about this free mint, because once again, it's free, and it was valued at $1,700 per token. It means that you're not currently a member of our inner circle, because we uncovered Aoverse months ago, and a bunch of our members were smart enough to sign up to the whitelist of this free NFT mint. So if you want to join our inner circle to make sure you're not missing out on these really simple and very lucrative opportunities, the link is in the description below. Now this takes us to the third token. That is a game that is using this strategy to launch their upcoming in-game currency. And this one's called Seed World, and it's created by Seedify Meta Studios, which is an innovative project in the gaming metaverse realm. It's designed as a platform where players are transformed into creators, emphasizing collaboration, building, and creativity. The concept revolves around a persistent real-world economy metaverse where players can extract resources, craft items, and trade within a virtual environment. The project is backed by a talented team with experience from renowned companies like Ubisoft, EA Games, Microsoft Studios, Marvel, and Lucasfilm Games. And Seed World also currently have two NFT projects. The first is Seed World Mounts, and they act as companions in Seed World, assisting in tasks like increasing cargo storage, faster travel, and even flying. They were initially minted for $200 each, and right now they have a floor of $1,200 each. But if you thought that was good, wait till you hear about their second NFT, Seed World Vanguards. And they are the avatars for the game, and recently have surged from 0.04 ETH to the current price of 0.43 ETH. And if you missed that math, that's a clean 10x ROI, which means if you were to put $1,000 into these NFTs, you'd now have $10,000. And if you didn't do that, again, we mentioned these Seed World NFTs inside of our inner circle. When did we mention it? When they were at 0.04 ETH, or also known as the lowest price that they ever were. So again, the link is in the description if you want to get access to these opportunities. And that takes us to the fourth and final crypto game that is using this strategy to launch their token. And this is a game that I hope you've heard of. It's Bloodloop. It's an upcoming first-person shooter that really reminds me of the love child of Halo and Valorant. It has many of the top influencers and investors behind the project, and in fact, they're an upcoming launch on Seedify. They recently launched their NFTs to the public, and they surged from about $20 to, I hope you're sitting down, $3,500. And these NFTs, they're called the Bloodloop Energy Manipulators, and give you access to their pre-sale, alpha access to playing the game, as well as whitelist to their next upcoming NFTs. Again, this one might be a triple leg Ponzi, but you need to be familiar with this model if you're going to make the most amount of money in this upcoming crypto gaming run, because this is the model that all the upcoming games are going to be using. So how do you actually get access to these NFT whitelists and mints? Well, you want to get involved in the new and upcoming games, the most hyped ones, which are going to do the biggest returns on the token as early as possible. And if you're unsure how to find out which of those games are going to be the big ones and which of those games are going to allow you to get the whitelist opportunities, I highly recommend that you join our completely free crypto newsletter, where we'll be updating you on some of these crypto opportunities as they're popping up. The link to that is also in the description below.